Did you shave today?
Yeah, but I did such a bad job.
Well, I don't know about that. I was going to say it looks good.
Thank you, Pops.
You're welcome.
So you know what also looks good?
Find the best car price.
I was going to say the check that they send us each month. That's
going to look real good.
That's going to look real good. Findthebestcarprice.com/insider, link down below. Continued sponsor, which we greatly appreciate.
Yes, we do.
If you click on that link, what I'd recommend you do is what Jeff and his team have done. They've aggregated the different lease deals and manufacturer incentives for the month of September. So if you're watching this video in September, click on that link. Go down. It's the section that's up on the screen right now. Click on that. It's going to give you the aggregated incentives, so you don't have to scour the web.
You can look by manufacturer. You
by
can
make,
look
by model.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So definitely take a peek there. It's just a nice kind of layer that makes it easier for you.
Yes,
that's why we like them.
Because one of the things in life that are so important is finding the best car price. And the best place to find the best car price is findthebestcarprice.com/insider.
Now, where you cannot find the best car price is in the used car market. And we've been talking about this for literally months. Now we have some new data from our friends, and I'm going to say friends because I mean it. We just had Julie Blackley, communications manager from IC Cars.
ISEE cars.com.
You're stepping your game up today.
Well,
did you shave?
I did.
Looks good.
No, thank you.
On the Auto Insider podcast, we'll put a little snippet real quick.
Yeah.
In the beginning, they were down, and then recently we were hearing that they were up. So we decided to do this study to see, what exactly the impact has been from the coronavirus and which cars are the most and least affected by the price increases.
Enjoy that. And Julie shared with us all the different information that came out of their report on used car prices. So what we thought we would do is run you through kind of the key takeaways that we had, and some of the interesting trends that we saw.
Yes.
Shall you kick us off, Pops?
Well, kickoff is really a week from tonight, the most important kickoff of the year, which is the beginning of the NFL season. Next Thursday night, I believe it's the Chiefs against the Texans. Look forward to it. Used car prices increased just 4.1% in August across the board.
And that is from July of 2020 to August of 2020. So if you were to buy the same cars that we're about to talk about in July, on average, they would have been 4%.
4.1% less. Now, if that were to somehow continue,
a 4% monthly increase, yeah.
You're looking at a 48% increase from January to December, which is, just crazy. It's crazy stuff, and the retail values have just, on average, continued to skyrocket. But even she said that they get a sense, since some auction prices are actually starting to decline a little bit, that we should see some abatement in the retail pricing.
Watch our most recent market price report. That's what we have back at yourautoadvocate.com. Our most recent market update, talking about wholesale prices. We definitely have seen the peak, the summit, the pinnacle, whatever you want to call it.
We've seen something. We've seen the Mount Everest of
used car prices. However, if you were buying cars back in August, which it's important to note, there's another 4% number that's important. Used car sales were up 4% August over August, so year over year. So not only do we have a month-over-month increase in price of 4%, we actually had year-over-year a 4% increase in total used cars sold. So if you were in the market in August, you probably spent a lot of money. However, we will get into a few cars that actually had a price decrease month-over-month.
This is one of the few times in life when not only did you need a Sherpa as a guide, but you probably needed oxygen when you reached the summit.
Yes.
That's how high the pricing was.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so run us through kind of like the biggest changes that we saw, Dad, if you don't mind.
Do you want me to go through what actually decreased to give people some hope? Or let's start with what the
bad
increase
news first, yeah.
Bad news first. Remember, across the board, the average increase in used car pricing was 4.1%.
Yeah.
Now, if you were looking at any of these 10 vehicles I'm about to mention, okay, the least they went up was 6.1%, and the most they went up was 8.9% from July to August.
And I think in the notes that I sent over to you, it actually cut off. The Dodge Challenger actually went up 9% from July to August. So that was the number one greatest change in used car price. And that's all Dodge Challenger used cars in July versus all Dodge Challenger used cars sold in August. 9%. That was a $2,667 difference in price from July to August.
Crazy.
So if you were a Dodge Challenger owner and you were selling Private Party or to Carvana, you were a happy camper.
You were excited.
Yeah.
If you were a Range Rover Sport owner, you would have been excited as well, because the Range Rover Sport on the retail side went up 8.9% to an average selling price of $51,500, which was only up in 1 month, only up $4,226. So the numbers are just, when you start looking.
You know, if you I hate to cut you off.
No, you don't. You'll love to cut me off.
If you looked at my stock portfolio,
this
performed better than that. If I had just bought a Land Rover
you
in July, I would have done better.
Yeah, you would have been better off. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, or maybe perhaps you should have looked at a Lexus RX 350.
Yeah.
That went up 8.4% on average, over $2,700 price increase from July to August.
Yeah.
The least that anything went up, as far as just total dollars, the Volkswagen Tiguan was up 6.1%, but the average selling price was still under $20,000, and the average increase in selling price was $1,129, even on the Tiguan. But most of them were somewhere between $2,000 and $4,000 in price increase in just 1 month. And I keep saying it, and at a certain point it's going to be true, that cannot be sustainable. That is not sustainable. We can't continue to see prices go up that way. Now, if you were looking for pickup trucks.
Yeah, so just it's worth mentioning. I'll see here. I'm going to move this over this way.
Okay.
It's worth mentioning that on the IC Cars website in the report, and also on the blog post that we wrote about the report, we break everything down. They break everything down by type of vehicle, so SUV, sedan, luxury cars. So just, and we'll put it up on the screen, but definitely look at the report as well. It's super compelling.
Oh, it really is. And you'd probably find this hard to believe because, everybody says, well, Nissan's a terrible brand and Nissan's struggling. Well, on the used vehicle side, the Nissan Titan pickup truck only went up 6.3% from July to August. Went up almost $2,000 retail price in a month, which is crazy. The Toyota Tundra did go up a little over $2,000 in a month. It only went up 5.8% only. And the Ram pickup 1500 was up 5.3% and almost $1,600 in retail asking price.
So pickups were up considerably.
Oh, God,
SUVs were as well, but where we did see the decrease was primarily amongst kind of like these subcompact cars.
Yes.
And does a Porsche 911 fit in as a subcompact car?
Well, I think it would. It's kind of smallish. Yeah.
I dare you to go up to a 911 owner and say, that's a nice subcompact you have over there.
Well, I'd want my sprinting shoes on.
Yeah. They'd get in the 911 and they'd be right past.
Yeah.
No, so we saw decreases in prices. So if you were in the market back in August, and also if you're in the market now in September, these might be cars to look into. And they speak to broader trends of like what people are interested in versus not. Like, so for example, the number one decrease in price from July to August.
And it went down 2.3%.
Which is freaking nuts considering the average was 6 points higher at 4.
Yes. And when you think of 2.3% on a car that had an average selling price of only $10,463.
Which I like how we have still not yet said what it is. The suspense is probably, people are probably grabbing their chair.
Well, the suspense is probably killing those Chevrolet Sonic owners.
Yeah.
But it would be the Chevrolet Sonic.
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure if it's discontinued or not.
No, I think it is for the next model year.
Yeah. But
or it might be the Spark that's discontinued, which is number 3 on the list.
But the thing that stuck out to me when I looked at this list is 2 of the top 3 cars are basically $10,000 cars.
Definitely, yeah.
So that's an area when there's a shortage of cars where you would think there would actually be larger price increases, but they've decreased price-wise because I guess people really want SUVs, pickup trucks, and large sedans if they're going to do a sedan.
Definitely.
Some of the other vehicles on here, the Mazda 6, that went down 1.1%. The Nissan Altima went down just under 1%. The Hyundai Elantra GT, which is really a pretty neat little car, went down 1.1%. But most of these cars that are in here take out the GMC Yukon XL, which had an average selling price of $42,000, and the Porsche 911, which had an average selling price of $132,000. You take out those two vehicles, and everything else was $20,000 or under.
Yep.
And it was in those price points
That you had a decrease.
that you actually had a decrease in the selling prices of those vehicles. And I find that staggering because I still think that's the most affordable in the affordability range for most people.
It's not. I think it is. I mean, if it's cheaper, and
Yes.
So I mean, if you're so if you're in the market for a moderately inexpensive, I mean, because it's still $10,000.
Yes.
But I mean, cars relatively,
Yes.
it's a cheap car. There might be a bargain to be had there.
Absolutely. And
Now-
if you don't mind driving a slightly smaller vehicle,
Yeah,
there is savings to be
Value
had.
potentially.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So the one other thing that I'll bring up, and then if you want to keep going or wrap with anything in particular, Dad, was the IC Cars report also is broken down by the most popular vehicles based off of 2019 sales. So, for example, they list out the top 25. I'll put that up on the screen. I'll somehow try and get that to fit. And so they show, the
I think
Ford.
you might need a bigger
We
screen.
might need a-
CinemaScope, ladies and gentlemen.
The Ford F-150, the most popular car sold last year, up 5.9%. The Tacoma, the Silverado, the Ram, the Sierra 1500. And so you see this trend of the most popular pickup trucks all being 4% or greater in price month over month. But
Well, these are the
average-
most popular vehicles.
No, that's what I mean.
Yes,
Yeah.
and the top 5
Our pickups.
are pickup trucks.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then not in the top 5 are two rugged SUVs, the
Yeah.
4Runner and the Grand Cherokee. So
Yeah.
it kind of speaks to, if you're trying to buy a vehicle that's in an in-demand segment, you're paying more. If you're trying to buy a vehicle that's not in an in-demand segment, you actually could potentially pay less.
Could be saving
Could
some
be
money.
saving some money.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the idea is to adjust what you think you want to drive into what could save you the most money to
Which
drive.
is a Chevrolet Spark.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And if you don't get the Spark, well, then
Get the Sonic.
get the Sonic and combine the two, and you get the. I don't know what you get.
Sonic and Spark. You can't work with that.
Yeah, Ponic.
Sonic. All right. Check out the research. Check out Deal School. Subscribe to the channel. Like, comment, tweet us.
Anything.
We don't know what TikTok is, but if we figure it out, join us on TikTok.
TikTok. We hope to be there soon.